Hello everyone, this is Kristen from Kristen Coaching. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Tonight I want to talk about the 3 steps that you need to do in order to rebuild trust in your relationship. And before I tell you what those 3 steps are, I want to talk a little bit about breaking trust in the first place and what that really means. One of the main reasons people break trust usually has to do with infidelity. I've seen it time and time again. Usually one person strays in the relationship, sometimes even both people stray. But I do have to say that trust and the breaking of trust isn't necessarily from infidelity. It can just be about withholding important information from you and your partner that has caused your partner or yourself pain and heartache. You have withheld information that is important that your partner needs to know, okay? So although these 3 steps might often be catered to infidelity, it doesn't necessarily mean that breaking trust is only a result of infidelity, because it can be many, many things. And I also have to say that rebuilding trust is hard. It's one of the hardest things that a couple and a relationship goes through. But I do have to say from firsthand knowledge that if you can overcome this hurdle in your relationship, oftentimes it can be one of the best things that ever happened to you, believe it or not, and it can create even a better, healthier, stronger relationship in the end. So we're going to talk about how to rebuild trust and even make your relationship better. So the 3 steps to rebuilding trust in a relationship are accountability, authenticity, and transparency. So we'll start with accountability. That's the first step. In order to move forward in your relationship, you or your partner must first be accountable. So what does that mean exactly? It means admitting to what you did fully and wholeheartedly. You have to take ownership of your actions and not blame your actions on anybody else but yourself. You are an adult, you have free will, and you made the decisions, or your partner made the decisions that impacted the relationship. You might have had triggers that caused you to make certain decisions, or your partner might have had triggers that caused him or her to make decisions, but at the end of the day, you make it on your own free will, and that's key, and that's really, really hard to admit at times. But you can't move forward in rebuilding until one of you or both of you are 100% accountable for what you did. The second step to rebuilding a healthy relationship is authenticity. You have to talk to your partner about why you lied or why you cheated in the first place. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to express what happened that caused this rift in the first place. I think personally, the lying and the cheating is a result of a lack of being vulnerable to your significant other. So you have to talk about where your actions and where your decisions came from. If you're not real with yourself and your significant other, you cannot move forward in a healthy way, I should say. The third and the last step is transparency. You have to be an open book, especially immediately after the lying and the infidelity, in order to repair the relationship. You have to tell your partner everything. It's especially important to be vulnerable and overshare with your partner of what is going on with you. Talk about your thoughts, your feelings, your desires, your fears, your impulses. You have to communicate, be an open book. And that helps rebuild and repair. Okay? If you're being an open book over and over and over for months and months and months, immediately following a rift of trust in your relationship, and your partner still isn't trusting you, or you're not trusting your partner, well, it's usually one of 2 things. One, it means you're not doing the 3 steps correctly, which is accountability, authenticity, transparency. That's very possible. The second part can be having that rift that happened could have brought up a lot of internal struggles for your partner or yourself that sometimes you need to work with and work on individually. Okay, so you could be doing everything right, or your partner could be doing everything right in steps 1 through 3, but it could be the other person that it's triggering some internal dialogue in there, and they're having a hard time moving past it. So that's something to be aware of and explore as well. So accountability, authenticity, transparency. If you do those 3 steps, that will help you rebuild to a happier, healthier, trusting relationship. I hope you found this helpful. Please feel free to comment below. I'd love to know your thoughts and experiences. And definitely do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube page. I'm going to be giving daily tips on how to have a healthy relationship, so I hope you stay tuned in the future. Take care.